What's going on, guys? DaVinci HD here, back with another video. Been a while since I did one of these. I've had a lot going on this year. Wedding season's finally winding down, so I get to sit down and just wrap my head around the year and, really take a chance to kind of think about all the stuff I've been able to do. Background's changed a little bit. I moved into a new apartment. That's one of the things that's kind of held me back from putting one of these videos out. So I know I haven't done one of these talking head videos in a while, but I really felt like I owe it to you guys to bring you along with me in my creative journey. A lot of the things that I've elevated with, some of the things that I've been dealing with in the process mentally and actually business-wise. But for all you guys that are new to the channel, if you don't know me, my name is DaVinci HD. I bring you guys tutorials, film talks, tech tutorials, tech reviews, camera reviews. But with all that being said, if you guys are ready, let's get into it. So the topic of today's video, we're going to be talking about whether film school is actually worth it in 2023 going into 2024 for up-and-coming filmmakers or someone who's aspiring to get into filmmaking. So the first thing I want to say about this is that I myself actually did not go to film school when I first started into filmmaking. So my filmmaking ability as a talent didn't necessarily become serious until about 2015. Now honestly, since a kid I had always held a camera, but before that time it was always just really home movies, stuff around Christmas time or something I would record my dad doing or something like that. But around 2015, when I was about 10 years into my music career, I really wanted to try to find a way to really help get the people around me and sort of my music out there to the people a little bit more. So that was one of the things that really made me kind of dive into the music video side of filmmaking when it came to the camera stuff. So I started doing that for a few years. Around like 2017, 2018 was when I was able to really start making a profit from it, and people started seeing that talent and taking it serious. Now, after a few years of highs and lows with that, which I'll talk about in another video, I actually was able to start getting into the wedding side. Now, I started getting into that right around COVID, right around a little bit after COVID. And the good thing about that was in the 3 years I started doing weddings, I was actually able to get hired on for other projects. Like I was able to do commercials for people in political office, running for campaigns. I was also able to do spec ads and commercials for local businesses looking to promote their brand. And this year in 2023, I've been able to take a dive into the sports cinematography realm. So with all of that, I've been able to have about a 10-year run inside the filmmaking space, but that probably doesn't answer the question for some of you guys wondering how I learned the skills to be able to do a lot of this stuff. So there's three key components that were absolutely critical and what allowed me to turn filmmaking into a business. So the first of those components was actually finding one or multiple mentors. So finding mentors is an important one because it's able to give you hands-on experience that you wouldn't necessarily be able to get when you first enter a film school. Also, depending on who you have as a mentor could be a streamlined way to get hired on with a production company if that's sort of your goal. So a few of the mentors that really helped me along the way was a good friend of mine by the name of James Stewart, who I actually work for in the wedding videography space. Another person that I've really looked to as a mentor goes by the name of Joseph Ebanks, and he's one who's really inspired me to really take a dive into the cinematography realm of things and really sort of get into the short film and feature film space and really write scripts and put something that really tells a story. And then I have to say someone who's been my biggest mentor since I've ever picked up a camera goes by the name of Royal Z, who's formerly of Subtle Cinematics. Almost everything that I've learned in the music video space, I've learned from watching his YouTube tutorials, having one-on-ones with him, and then him also critiquing my music video edits when I send them in for critique and stuff like that. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate because every time we've had conversations back and forth, he's very encouraging. He always gives me a huge amount of confidence to really explore the filmmaking journey and even being able to do talking heads to you guys and really give you guys my thoughts and perspective on my journey and how I've done it so far. So I'd have to say him and James are really my two biggest mentors. I would not be here if it was not for those two really telling me certain things and really steering me in the right direction when it comes to how to pick up a camera, what to pay attention to, what to really learn when it comes to filmmaking. Another key component that really expanded my knowledge when it comes to filmmaking was investing in film courses. Not necessarily film school, but certain online courses that allow you to study things at your own pace, look at things at your own pace, and really give you a streamlined perspective on film. So a lot of institutions that you end up enrolling in that have film courses, you end up having to take other things and other classes that end up having nothing to do with film whatsoever. So if you're someone who's really on a budget like I am, that's a lot of money to invest into an institution and having to take a lot of classes that don't necessarily put you in the field that you're actually going to school for. Some of the notable online courses that I've actually invested in over my time as a filmmaker or one's called Tomorrow's Filmmaker. I've invested in one called 14-Day Filmmaker. I've also had the privilege of being able to enroll in Royal Z's music video filmmaking course. It's a really streamlined way to get into the music video space, everything from camera settings to angles, performance scenes to B-roll to editing. If you guys want a link to that, it will definitely be in the description. I highly recommend if you're someone who really wants to get into music videos to check that course out. And then the third component that's honestly going to sound cliche that helped me really get my filmmaking skills off the ground was actually just going out there and filming and just getting the experience on my own. So a lot of that came from doing free work up front, offering certain music videos to guys around me and guys that I knew, and just really testing the waters with what I can do, what my camera can do, you know, being able to make the best of my camera, and then ultimately being able to invest in new equipment as time went on. And then that gradually progressed into me being able to turn it into a business. Now, I'm not gonna be a person that sits here and says that I wouldn't actually go to film school. There are a lot of benefits when actually going to an institution to get a degree in filmmaking. I would say two of the biggest benefits that come from actually going to film school is the networking and resources that you're going to be able to have access to at the institution, especially on the cinematography side of it, because you'll be able to have access to actors who are looking to get their face on screen. You're going to have access to people who are going to help you with projects, do certain things that are actually part of helping you get that grade when it comes to being able to pass certain courses within that. So the answer to the question, is film school worth it, and would I actually change my path and actually have went to film school if I could do it all over again? Knowing what I know now, I obviously wouldn't change a thing as far as my path and how I got here, because I wouldn't have the knowledge I have now, and who's to say that I would even still be filmmaking. But I can't necessarily sit here and say that I wouldn't go to film school. But to answer the question, film school is just not worth it in 2023 going into 2024. And if you haven't already noticed in the video, I did make a big emphasis on finding mentors and investing in film courses. And the reason I mention those two things is because those are the most cost-effective ways to really be able to get into filmmaking without having to spend so much money. When you think about how much it costs for a semester when it comes to film school, or even just school in general, that's a lot of money that you could take and really invest into equipment, invest into courses, invest into mentor and internships. So no, film school is definitely not worth it. Definitely look into finding a mentor, invest in a film course, get an internship. That's going to be the most cost-effective way to really get yourself in the filmmaking door. That's been another video by your boy Da Vinci HD, reminding you to keep pressing record. I'll see you on set, and I'm out.